Oh boy. All right. Well, we have David Mazur coming downstairs in a minute, and he's going to enlighten us with the news items of the day. So that should be really interesting. Oh. This is a song by the Meat Puppets called Aurora Borealis, probably circa, I don't know, 1982 or something. Great band, one of my all-times. Today is June 4th, 2015. I can't believe it. We're in the 21st century already. And what a century it is so far. What a year. Year in the life of pain. You're on Alien Trailer Park Radio, and we are live in a testing phase right now where I get to play with the different camera angles in the studio. That's one angle, and I can't get that lighting right back there. Terrible lighting. It's got problems focusing. But eventually we'll get it right, and then we're going to start working on the sound, because sound will be important when we start streaming live from the studio here. And this is the C110 camera, and it's not a bad camera. It just seems to be a little bit yellow on the color. It makes me look like I'm yellow. And this camera is like a $250 Logitech 910, C910. And it's a better camera, but I don't really notice any better quality. So anyway, I want to say happy birthday to my father, who, let's say, he would have been 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 2000. Wow. He would have been 75 today.
I saw that post. That was his California driver's license.
Uh-huh. He would have been 75 years old today. And my mother will be 75 this year as well. But yeah, you can follow us on Facebook at Alien Trailer Park on Facebook. And hopefully we will have more music coming out of the studio here soon. As soon as we sort out the sound arrangement. And we'll probably start testing that this weekend as we sort of ramp up our ability to broadcast here from the studio. Dave, can you why don't you give us the first of the news items, and then I want to test. I'm testing using those microphones up there on the C910. That's a Logitech C910 camera. What's the most interesting thing? Well, start wherever you want.
Well, I guess.
What are the interesting news items of the day?
I guess.
You have to speak clearly. You can't whisper.
Okay.
See, it's barely picking you up. Don't yell. Just speak in a normal tone of voice, like you're talking to me.
Okay.
No, that's not loud enough. See, okay, it's not loud enough. Okay is loud enough.
Okay.
There you go. See, say it again.
Okay.
See how the lights go up to 3, and for me they're going too loud. So somehow or another, you and I have to speak at tones that will work until we get better technology in here.
Okay.
Now you're whispering again.
Can I speak in a normal tone?
That's not a normal tone. That's a soft tone.
Okay.
This is a normal tone.
I will speak in a normal tone.
That's not loud enough.
I will speak in a normal tone.
That's a little better. Do it again.
I will speak in a normal tone.
Beautiful. That is perfect. Do that about 1,000 times.
Okay. Am I in class?
Yeah. Write that on the board. Go ahead. Talk to me. Tell me something good. Give me some good shit, like Grandpa used to say.
Well, I guess Bruce Jenner. No, I mean Caitlyn Jenner is in the news this week.
I just knew we'd end up covering this.
Well,
go ahead.
I'm doing a poll on how many people really care about his conversion to being a woman, and I would say most people don't care.
God bless him, man. I don't care. Obviously you must have seen the thread on my page. You saw it, right?
Right.
Where everybody's just, tripping and God made him a man and blah blah blah.
No, I have
fucking what a bunch of.
No, I have a point here though.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He's appearing on Vanity Fair, the magazine. So, if I were to buy the magazine today, I'm wondering how much it would be worth 50 to 100 years ago, knowing that.
But you won't be alive, so who will be there to collect it? You got no kids. Who gives a fuck?
Well, in 1938, Hitler was Man of the Year on Time magazine. So if I had bought the magazine then, how much would it be worth today? That's my point.
I wouldn't give you a nickel for it.
Caitlyn Jenner or Hitler on the
No, I'll give you 10 cents for. I'll give you 10 cents for the Caitlyn Jenner one. I'll give you a nickel for the Hitler one.
Okay.
Fuck Hitler. Who cares about Hitler?
Well, everyone is asking how can Hitler possibly be man's time of the year?
Well, how can the president win a Nobel Prize and then go and kill everybody with drones?
Well, that's the reason why people need to be aware of their decisions in life. In 1938, Hitler was made Time Man of the Year because he had moved events, so to speak. He had pushed around the Allies to get his way. So he was, I don't know, put on the forefront. of a national magazine. Do you see my point?
In a sense, but go ahead, go on. This is very short compared to some of your stuff. Give me some.
Do you recall what the cover of the magazine entailed?
You mean the Vanity Fair one or Hitler's?
Hitler's.
We're back at Hitler again?
Correct.
Yeah, that he had reformed Germany and he's the big new emerging leader. And I don't know, I'm just going from memory. The last time I saw the fucking Time magazine cover was 10 years ago or whatever, many years ago. But go on, explain it to me. I'm just guessing.
It shows a picture of Hitler playing the organ.
Does it?
Yes.
Did he play the organ?
According to this article, he did.
Oh, he probably played piano like I play piano, like terrible.
And
like a chimpanzee playing football.
His victims of the Nazi regime were hung on St. Catherine's wheel, with the Nazis looking on.
Really? That's in the picture?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. That's on the cover of Time magazine?
So my question...
How do I not remember that? Wait a minute. Hitler on the cover of Time?
My question is...
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Don't tell me that they were showing dead bodies on the cover of on Time magazine. How did I not fucking remember that?
I see a picture of St. Catherine's wheel.
And there's bodies hanging from it. And he's playing the organ?
Correct. Get
the fuck out of here, dude. Oh my God.
So my question is...
No fucking way. I don't remember this. I remember it being a portrait.
Do you recall what St. Catherine's wheel is?
Holy shit, dude. Holy fuck. You know what? I know I've seen this picture before, and I don't know why it's had such impact on me right now, but my God.
So my point is, there's a world of difference between Caitlyn Jenner and...
But how do you compare Caitlyn Jenner to fucking Hitler? That's ridiculous.
It's who do we choose to... it's what society chooses to view and read about.
That's out of context. I don't see any connection. Caitlyn Jenner,
it's what
fucking Bruce Jenner. Dude, Bruce Jenner is just a dude, man. He's just a fucking dude. Now he's a chick, but I mean, here's what I get about Jenner. Jenner has always been very modest, very soft-spoken, very fucking cool dude, not full of himself. The guy won fucking how many gold medals? Four, 5, 6, fucking, I don't know how many. I don't know. I know he won the decathlon, right? And that's a fucking major thing, decathlon. And he was the first face that ever graced the Wheaties box. That's what I remember about Bruce Jenner, okay? The next time I saw Bruce Jenner was somehow or another he married into the Kardashian family. What's her name? Kardashian was the wife of the fucking lawyer that represented O.J. Simpson. Is that correct? That's where she got her money from. Kardashian was the fucking attorney who represented O.J. Simpson. Other than that, I don't remember the guy. And then he was the weird-looking, greasy attorney. You know, and then he was the other one. Buckley, wasn't Buckley the other attorney? What was his name? William F. Buckley, the famous.
No, not the attorney.
Different Buckley.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember.
I'm grasping for straws, but the thing is that the attorney died somehow, you know, which is interesting, and you know he died, and she's the widower of widow of Kardashian, the attorney, and then how did she and Jenner end up together? That's what I would love to know, because then all of a sudden I remember the appearance of this reality show. And it's, you know, the Kardashians, and then I'm like, that's fucking Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner is on the fucking Kardashians. He never said a word. He wasn't, you know, the guy hardly ever said anything.
Talking about a reality show about
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, how the fuck did that happen? Well, I never saw him be bragging. I never saw him talk shit. I never saw him be boastful, you know, or be an asshole. I've never seen the guy be an asshole. So just based on the fact that he's achieved all this stuff for the country, because I look at the Olympics, it's like going to war for the country, except in a different way. I mean, certainly not taking anything away from our awesome warriors that go to combat for the country. But, you know, risking your life is one thing, but representing us in sports is another way of serving the country, I believe. You know, it's just not the same, of course. I respect military people more, although I don't respect the leaders who throw us into these wars for those things. But that's beside the point. The point is that all the things that Jenner has ever done up until this point do nothing but get respect from me. Because he, you know, was he like fucking some outspoken, you know, loud, arrogant fucking sports figure that always, you know, is he the Kanye West of fucking, you know, of, you know, sports? No, he was soft spoken. He's achieved more in sports than most fucking modern sports figures, and you never see him blowing his fucking horn and blathering about it, right?
That's my point. I have great respect for Bruce, and I don't care that people are making all this talk about him. I care about the more important issues. The fact is,
okay, but since we're talking about the Jenner issue, and that's what I call him now, Jenner. I always call him Jenner.
Right.
I never, you know, his name is Jenner to me, or her name is Jenner now. Who gives a shit? You know, it's like, as far as I'm concerned, we're in the 21st century. He's not breaking any constitutional amendments. I don't think he's, you know, using any elite privileges. If anything, to coin a phrase, he's certainly got balls to come out and be who he wants to be. Well, maybe he doesn't have balls anymore, but who knows? But the point is that, you know, I'm not going to say, oh, he's so brave. I don't, you know, who cares? Just do what you're going to do, and let's get on with it. He didn't murder anybody. He hasn't deprived anybody of their property or caused any injury.
Correct.
Rock it, man. Rock that shit. I think he looks better as a woman than he did as a man.
Right. I agree with you totally. I don't have any problem with Bruce. I'm just bringing up it was like a slide into the 38 Time magazine, who we choose to put on our national magazines around the world, what people are interested in.
Yeah, I get you, but it's a weird comparison because, I mean, it's just a weird comparison because you know, in a sense, I don't really equate the Jenner issue with politics in any way. It's totally different. That's a social issue, and you know, the Hitler thing. Wow, I mean, that's fucking that blows my mind. It blew my mind back then when I remember, but I remember a portrait of him on the cover. I don't remember it being that picture of him playing the organ on the cover.
It's just what societies around the world choose to put on to read and what they put on their national magazines, such as National Enquirer and other magazines. So my original question is, do you know who St. Catherine's Wheel?
I can't remember. It seems like I do know it, but I don't remember. St. Catherine's Wheel. Wasn't it the wheel she was tied to or something like that? Or
well, she lived in the 4th century. Very well scholared.
400 AD.
Correct. And she was tortured by the emperor.
That's what I remember.
And she was due to be put to death on a wheel. And when she touched the wheel, it broke. As if it was a miracle.
Wait a minute. Tell me that again.
St. Catherine is a saint, venerated by throughout the centuries, but she lived in 400, I believe, in Alexandria.
In Alexandria, Egypt.
And she became a Christian, and she converted others to Christian. Now, it's interesting to note as she converted people to Christianity, they were put to death immediately because of the political atmosphere at the time. And I believe even the emperor's wife became a Christian, and she was put to death as well. So St. Catherine was a beautiful, wily woman. She preached the gospel of Christ, and when the emperor attempted to put her on the wheel to be tortured and killed, the wheel broke as if a miracle occurred. And that's the term, hence the term St. Catherine's wheel.
Wow.
So she was...
Yeah, I do remember that. There was the wheel that she was to be tortured on or whatever. That I remember.
Correct. And hundreds of people that she had converted to Christianity were all put to death immediately by the emperor.
That happened, you mean?
St. Catherine refused to
renounce
her beliefs, and she was eventually beheaded.
New messages received from Marcus.
See, dude, I was right. Okay, this is the one I remember of Hitler on Time magazine.
Yes, that's also what year is that?
That is it doesn't say. It doesn't say, but that's the one I remember.
Right.
Wow, he was...
I believe he was on twice. Maybe more.
Unbelievable. Well, he was on... This is the one Person of the Year for 1938. It was a portrait. The one of him on Catherine's wheel, I don't... Wow, this is fucking heavy. I gotta see a picture of that. Because that is just heavy duty, man. Wow. So anyway, so what's your point about Hitler then?
It's what societies around the world choose to venerate on their magazines and choose to read. Bruce Jenner's, made news this week, but I don't think it's. And overall.
Hey, do me a favor, will you turn that fan down and let's see if it'll be easier for this thing to pick up. I have a feeling that there's a gnarly background noise. We won't be able to tell. Can you please do that for me? No, turn it down some. Say, hey, Mom, this is Mr. Rhythm and Blues. He said hello, put me on hold. He said at least the cat was cold. He said, don't call us, child, we'll call you. I said, you got my number? Okay. Thanks, dude. So next, let's go on to the next subject, man. I mean, that's such a worn out subject now. I've already been arguing about it on Facebook. And again, I have no argument about it. All I have to say is, like, who fucking cares? Who cares? You know what the biggest thing, do you want to know the biggest part of that subject before we leave it? The coolest thing on this fucking planet about the whole Jenner issue was him being interviewed and coming out and saying that he's a conservative. That was the coolest thing ever because fucking liberal heads were spinning. Liberals were like, oh, I would have supported him, but now that he's a conservative, fuck him. You know, liberals are the most conditional fucking hypocritical people on the planet. You know? Dude, go read on Twitter. Read some of the fucking literal, the vitriol, the hate that came out for him when he said he was conservative. They were all fucking applauding him up until the point he admitted he was a conservative in politics. And then they all fucking lost it. Oh, I'm not supporting him now. And the conservatives at first were like, oh, wow, that's interesting. Well, rock on. And now that he had his picture on the cover of whatever magazine that was, who cares? And now that he's had his picture in the magazine as a woman, now conservatives like fucking Steve Elliott. Fucking Steve Elliott's an idiot. I wrote him a letter yesterday. You know, just a quick 2-paragraph letter. Steve, you're a fucking moron, okay? You're a fucking idiot. Anybody who can turn around and find some way to join the gender issue with the Boy Scouts of America thing is a fucking moron. You are a fucking idiot, Steve. Thank you very much. He wrote this long letter, and it goes out to the people that are members of the Liberty Project, saying, you know, just denigrating Jenner, and then saying this is just like the thing with the Boy Scouts of America, blah, blah. I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with the Boy Scouts? You know, idiots should not be running the fucking conservative movement. That's the problem. I wish all of you fucking extremists, moron, fucking selfish bastards would die and fucking rot in the ground already, and let good people who are conservative, okay, take over the movement, because that's the only way that we're going to regain this country. Right now, somebody put the retards in fucking charge of the country, and the retards are running it into the ground, and moronic fucking right-wing morons are fucking running around bumping into each other, you know. I mean, who in the fuck would put McCain up there to speak for anybody? He's a doddering fucking idiot. You know, I respect him for his service. The guy, remember, he spent years in fucking Hanoi Hilton. He deserves respect, but he sold out a long time ago. He needs to be sitting on a porch somewhere in fucking Florida. You know what I mean? Playing dominoes. Fuck.
Is that what they do down in Florida?
That's what he should do.
No
one should let him anywhere near a microphone. I mean, any more than they should let us near a microphone.
Dominoes and shuffleboard.
My God. Oh, this is a drawing, dude. This is not. Yeah, this is a drawing. Oh, God damn it. It's fucking.
I'm just trying to bring up an history.
Oh, yeah. I'm not putting you down. I'm not putting you down, dude. Go on. Rock it. Go on.
So
anyway, I like the fact that Jenner's a conservative. That really ought to make people's heads spin around. In other words, that's a perfect example of freedom. The guy couldn't be more liberal, but he's also a conservative. I love that, man. I love it. Look, rock on. Be who you're gonna fucking be. Like Zappa said, it's the 21st century, man. Whatever you got to do to be happy, get on with it. As long as you're not murdering anybody, you know.
That was Frank's.
Well, he said something similar, but I say it too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he owns the quote. I know. I heard him say it at a concert one time, or in a concert audio or something like that. I don't remember, but anyway, Frank was pretty smart when it came to shit like that. He was visionary even. But go on. Next, let's go on to something else. People are going to fall asleep.
Well, the heat wave continues in India, in several states.
Oh, yeah, nothing I like to talk about more than India.
But, of course, they're blaming it on global warming.
Can you speak up? I don't know if they can hear you. You're mumbling and shit.
They're blaming it on global warming. The monsoon rains are expected soon to provide for. They need it for their agriculture over there. This is the season to plant.
I know, isn't it weird? It goes from completely dry and drought to completely wet and muddy there. There's no in between.
So it's interesting, though, that water is very important over there. Men will take more than one wife for a woman whose her only ability is to fetch water. They will have more than they will.
I don't really understand what you're saying.
They're called they're called water wives, and they'll marry more than one woman for the sole purpose is to fetch water for the home.
Well, I guess so getting married is easier than building fucking pipes.
They have
Think about it.
Infrastructure problem over there.
Okay, but if there was a river 800 feet from here, you don't think you and I could figure out how to get water up here?
Yes, that's what we do here in America. We build infrastructure. Well, our infrastructure is crumbling here in America, but they have
literally
sanitation problems in India where they don't have, rural areas don't have readily available supplies of water.
That's true.
And they have sanitation problems. They don't have bathroom facilities to speak of that we have here in America.
Isn't that trippy, man?
Girls that leave their homes to go to the bathroom are often attacked, raped, and even murdered over there.
Wait a minute. What now?
Girls in rural India leave their homes, risk being raped.
To go to the bathroom.
To go to the bathroom because of the stigma or just the situation over there. It's a very unusual. I'm not making fun of this thing. It's a very real problem, but it's something that the authorities over there need to address.
Any fucking society who would allow their women to be subject to that kind of treatment. You know what I mean? In other words, they're leaving themselves. A woman can't leave her house for fear of being attacked. That fucking society is worthless. And, you know, again, I love my Indian friends and I love India and all that, but that's a perfect example of a society that has absolutely no middle class. You're either absolutely poor. I mean, remember the pictures I showed you of the areas in the street where there was nothing but piles of shit? People just walk up and take a shit and then keep walking. I don't even know, do they even wipe their ass? Or
where is this?
Gabe, it's in India.
Okay. I'm saying this is an actual, you were actually there.
I was there?
You saw pictures of this.
I saw photos of this. I've never been to India.
Right.
So really, I mean, at the end of the day, what the fuck do I know about India? But other than what I read and what I see. But like I said, yeah, yes, you're right. There's a major infrastructure problem. I hate that fucking word. I hate that fucking word, infrastructure. But there's a major problem with municipal services in India. However, you did hit a nerve when you tell me that, and I don't know where you got this shit from. I want you to check your sources, but women will, okay, they don't have bathrooms in their houses.
In rural areas, no.
Okay. Well, but if they're in rural areas, then they can go out in the yard and dig a hole and shit in a hole, couldn't they? They don't have shovels?
For sanitation reasons, or families may insist they go so many yards or feet away from the house, but they're
wait. See, here's one of those things that you're gonna have to prove to me. For sanitation reasons, their family says, no, we won't dig a fucking hole in our yard. You have to go somewhere else at the risk of being raped. What the fuck kind of logic is that?
We can't fathom it. It's unfathomable here.
You should make a note to do some more research on that. That's ridiculous. So in other words, let's just say that we had daughters and wives here, which, you know, and okay, it's more important to us. I mean, dogs can shit wherever they want, right? Dogs can shit wherever they want, but you're what do the men do? The men do the same thing?
It's not so much an issue with men because they're not being attacked when they go to the bathroom outside. It's mainly the woman.
But that's my whole point. Why not dig a fucking hole in the backyard, you know, like an outhouse? Back in old days in America, we would go out and build an outhouse. We'd have an area on the property,
and you would dig a pit. You'd had an outhouse that you could actually pick up and move, you know, and you'd had a bathroom, and you'd use that fucking bathroom until it got, I don't know, maybe too stenchy or whatever. You'd fill in the fucking hole and move the outhouse.
It makes sense to me. I don't know why they don't do that over there. But you can ask.
Doesn't require any water.
You can ask our good friend Ryan. He'll verify my story.
Yeah, Ryan has been there, and hopefully Ryan's going to be on the show this weekend. Why don't you bring that whole subject up? We should talk to him about it. It's really, I'm sorry, man, but that's just unbelievable. And any man who would attack a woman, first of all, the woman's going to the bathroom. Why didn't she just shit on the guy? That's what they say, you know, for a woman, if you're being attacked by a rapist, defecate or piss on him or whatever, or throw up on him. I mean, I don't know if it's going to stop him, and God bless, I've never been in that position before, so who am I to say? But think about that, dude. I hate people that prey on other people. I fucking don't like that shit. It's one of my pet peeves about society is people that pick on the weak.
Yeah, they also have roving bands of women who would just prevent people from defecating in public in their towns and hamlets.
What now? They have roving bands of women
that will try to prevent people from defecating.
So there's a guy taking a shit, and they all run out of.
It's true.
Dude, you got to prove that to me. I want video. Show me one video of women attacking a guy trying to take a shit. I will pay for that video.
Okay. You heard it.
There are literally people who will attack somebody trying to take a shit.
Okay.
Hey, you! Don't shit over there.
Well, we know that they have a sanitization problem. We know that if you look at the rivers, the holy things. Again,
Where bad folks go when they die.
I'm not making fun. That's a very religious for them, for the Indians, the Ganges River. But have you ever seen?
Oh my God! Yeah, we did. We already went through this. Remember, we did this whole subject a long time ago around the kitchen table. The bodies floating in the river and shit. That's just unbelievable. I could not. If I lived over there, I would walk away. I would walk away from there and go somewhere and die. I wouldn't. They fucking roil in it. It's really bad. Anyway, hopefully anybody who sees this video, we don't have a lot of viewers yet, but when you do see us on the air and stuff, be sure you dial in, or not dial in, but be sure you log in to Google Hangouts and participate. I mean, we want participation. I don't, just sitting here listening to me rant and David feeding my rants isn't really something we would think of as being particularly interesting. But surely you have something to say about these issues, and that's what we want. We want to provide a forum for people. We're not really sure why we're doing this. It's just something I can do to take my mind off of my pain. Really is. You know me. I can't sit around and just not do anything. So we're doing this. This is something I want to put our energy into now that we're not out there doing shows and stuff anymore. We went away from the whole band thing, and we decided to come closer to home and try to make the band here. So we're going to do this this sort of a live stream podcast, kind of similar to what I used to see Alex Jones doing 10 years ago. And Alex Jones was probably one of the first people, to start doing live streaming. George Nuri, when he went off the radio, well, I don't know. I think George Nuri's still on the radio, but I think he's really into doing live stream podcasts now. Now, my idea 5 or 6 years ago was to integrate talk radio as an internet radio station and integrate that with live music. I always thought that having live music streaming from a location would be a great idea. I tried to sell it to some of the club owners, and they seemed to think it wasn't worth it. I want them to come here. I don't want them to stay home, but people work. People have to work. People have responsibilities. People have to stay home with the kids. If they wanted to be there and they can tune in and see what they're missing and get a little bit of pleasure from it, that's going to keep your place in their mind. They're going to keep thinking about, like, let's say you're Abbey Road, your club, or Dixie Tavern, or wherever. Those are a few of my more favorite places to go for music, because they are all about music. But my point is that if you're a club owner and you had to invest, let's say, $1,000 in setting up live streaming facilities so that people could see what's going on at the club from wherever they are, even on their telephones, you're going to create more of a buzz about your place. And I just cannot understand how people do not see that. However, like I said, 10 years ago, I saw this technology coming. 5.5 years ago, I saw some of the technology coming up to where bringing it up to speed where it would be accessible for broke people like myself. And I wanted to do this 5 years ago. So we're just now, we've got less than $200 invested in creating an opportunity for us to get the word out to people, to connect with people out there on the internet from here. And it appeals to me because I have one foot in a wheelchair. I should be in a wheelchair. And I can't be out there doing all the stuff I want to do. So this is a way for me to somehow participate. And I don't know why Dave's doing it.
Exercise the mind.
Well, that's very well said. That's something that's one of the reasons we're such good friends, is because we do like to exercise our minds. That's definite. No matter what happens to the body, you always have your mind, as long as you're alive, right?
Yes. What's the name of that physicist who's in the wheelchair? He's one of the top physicists of the world.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking's, his mind is in excellent shape.
Yeah. You know what I don't subscribe to these days, though, with physicists, with scientists, is how they're overstepping their bounds.
The physicists?
Yeah. In other words, like, I have a bone to pick with you, Neil. I love you, Neil deGrasse Tyson. You're one of my favorite people in the world. I have no end of adoration for you. You're one of my heroes. But I feel like you've broken from the from the disciplage of Carl Sagan, in the sense of you're coming out more as a public figure and giving your opinions on religion and stuff like that. I don't think you have any place nor any right to do that. First of all, you have no basis. It's the first time I ever saw you rationalize. You were a scientist up until that point. Anybody who comes out and starts putting down religion and saying there is no God, you don't know that. There are other physicists. And it's not just because I disagree. I disagree. I think there is God in whatever sense of the word that we can't wrap our mind around. A creator, an architect. Is what us Freemasons refer to our creator as the grand architect. I have no proof for that, so that's why I don't go around trying to tell people what they should believe. And by the same token, Neil he's become so much of a celebrity that all of a sudden, you know how celebrities are, people make them feel important to the point where they start thinking that their opinions matter. In other words, their opinions, right or wrong, are important because they're true. In other words, just your opinions by themselves. That's the point where I believe he stopped being a scientist. Now he's just rationalizing. And I lose respect for that. I have no respect for that.
He's rationalizing on his public programming.
He's saying, oh, people are tired of God and blah, 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 and God doesn't exist and shit like that.
No, in interviews or in public programming?
No, he's fucking coming out and doing documentaries. God doesn't exist. Oh, stop believing in God. Who the fuck are you to tell people what to believe? Just be a scientist. In other words, that's the biggest service that you can bring to mankind, is trying to bring the truth. But you don't know the fucking truth when it comes to God. He doesn't know if there's a God or not. Neither do I. Who does know that? The people that believe in God, we believe because of faith. I believe I have evidence, and that there's evidence for it, observable evidence, but that's for me. That's personal. Who am I to turn around and try to convince somebody that there is or there isn't? It's not, you're overstepping your authority. You're stepping outside of your function. And I'm sorry, but I feel it's my opinion, and for such an important guy, for somebody who I adore so much, that's the first criticism that I've ever had about Neil. You know what I mean? Is that I fucking love the guy, man, but whoa, hold on a second, dude. Hold on. It's not cool. I don't know. People may agree or disagree, but my point is that okay, it would be the same if he came out and was saying there is a God. In other words, he's not any better than, I don't know, name a fucking preacher, name one of these assholes that's on TV getting money from people.
Who's God?
Jimmy Swaggart. Jimmy Swaggart. You're the Jimmy Swaggart of science, dude. Who are you, Jimmy Swaggart? Neil's like, oh, people are tired of God. God doesn't exist. And fuck, man, stick to science, dude. Stick to science.
Who's trying to buy a jet?
There is no God. Prove it. That's what a scientist does. He proves it. He doesn't go telling everybody what his opinion is. He proves it.
Who's the preacher here in Atlanta?
This show's going to be all me ranting 24 hours a day, right? Yeah. Why are you even? Everything you say and do is on camera, so you can whisper all you want, but it's still on fucking camera.
Can they see my thoughts?
No one knows your thoughts, Dave. It's the coffee that drives the ranting. We drink nothing but Cuban coffee in this house. Mi casa toma bustelo. And I don't know. When it comes to the coffee, we'll have to leave that to Dave. Dave, give us thoughts of the day on coffee.
You very rarely ever see me use the term "what the fuck," but I will in one of our broadcasts, because something these people did against coffee really got under my skin.
Okay, tell us.
That's going to be a future show.
All right, but just tell us.
I'm still too livid.
Tell us.
Well, I'll give you a hint. People have been persecuted and killed for drinking coffee and shooting the breeze around coffee cafes. I just was in disbelief.
Where is this? In Syria?
Yes.
In Syria?
Yes.
Yeah, they started.
I don't want to be biased.
Come on, man. Just tell the fucking story.
I don't want to be biased towards the Muslims, but other societies.
Please stop. Just tell us a story. Don't tempt people by. Don't speak in riddles. There's no reason to speak in riddles. We just say the fucking shit.
Well, assault and battery.
Give me the headline at least. Give me something. Don't talk in.
Assaulted one among his people in disguise and made the rounds of coffee cafes.
Sultan was in disguise.
Correct.
Went out to the coffee houses.
Correct.
Was sitting around listening to what people say.
Right, and they were
talking. He heard them criticizing him
and his
regime or whatever. Right. So what did he do?
He ended up imprisoning and murdering many of his subjects.
Okay, and then he made it illegal to what?
Congregate at these coffee houses.
Didn't he close them down or something?
Yes, he banned coffee. That just... What the fuck? Now, I'm not saying that the Europeans are not guilty of this also, but that he took it to the extreme.
Well, I would call him a pragmatic man. That's one way to rid yourself of criticism. So, oh my goodness, that's funny. Well, there it is. Don't talk shit at the coffee houses. Just watch out who you're speaking to. The stranger could be a sultan in disguise.
That's right. In my experience, drinking coffee at McDonald's, they're all complaining about work and their bosses.
At McDonald's?
Yes.
Who drinks coffee and talks at McDonald's? You?
The old folks.
Oh, fuck, man. That's why I've never been there for that bullshit. Fuck McDonald's coffee anyway. I don't drink that shit anyway. I don't do anything McDonald's. The only McDonald's I love are McDonald's, Monica McDonald. God rest your soul, Monica. I miss you.
She's
Tom's mom, Thomas Shane.
Oh, I was thinking Monica Lewinsky.
No, that's a whole nother show.
Oh, you're talking about Monica.
Yeah, our Monica.
Yeah.
That's our Monica. All right, anyway.
And entire countries have banned coffee, for God's sake.
Entire countries have banned coffee? For what reason? Because it incenses people? Because people, it gets people...
Ethiopia is an example.
Get the fuck out of here. Is coffee illegal in Ethiopia?
They
grow coffee in Ethiopia.
Not today. This is back in the Middle Ages.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm fucking looking this up. I'm calling bullshit. That's what we're gonna call it from now on.
You're calling it?
Yeah, I call it's like. Oh, wait a minute. I'm calling bullshit. Hold on. Countries where coffee
banned
is illegal or banned. This is too much, man.
Calling me out on it, huh?
Check it out. 5 historical attempts to ban coffee. Is coffee illegal anywhere? Is coffee legal or illegal? Kava banned countries. Wow. History of coffee. Why is cocaine illegal but caffeine isn't? That's funny. 10 illegal baby names. Fuck me. Hold on a minute. Okay,
I'm calling you out on that one.
No, it says it right there. All right, wait. Let's one thing at a time. I don't want to go off on tangents, but that is a fucking good one right there. 10 illegal baby names. Don't name your baby. All right, here we go. Mecca. Whoa, dude. 5 historical attempts to ban coffee. Mecca's the one, right? Coffee was banned in Mecca in 1511 as it was believed to stimulate radical thinking and hanging out. The governor thought it might unite his opposition. Java also got a bad rap for its use as a stimulant. But Sufi sects would pass around a bowl of coffee at funerals to stay awake during the prayers. Oh, fuck. Note to Starbucks. Time for a new size, the funeral bowl. Oh, shit, man. This is funny. Mental Floss. This is from Mental Floss. I got to give a shout out to Mental Floss for providing this laugh today. Italy. When coffee arrived in Europe in the 16th century, clergymen pressed it for it to be banned and labeled it satanic. But Pope Clement VIII took a taste, declared it delicious, and even quipped that it should be baptized. On the strength of this palpable blessing, coffee houses rapidly sprang up. Wow, you know what? I have heard that those attorneys that went on the internet in the 90s and they robbed all the names on the internet, and copyrighted them so that anybody who would want to use those names would have to pay them. Okay, there's a something called Alien Trailer Park. And they say they've had the name since 2002. It's bullshit. But if they ever come after us and try to stop us from using the name Alien Trailer Park, we'll probably use Alien Coffee House or something. Because that's a really good one. We could build an empire on this. Okay. So Italy. And then, let's see. After Murad IV claimed the Ottoman throne in 1623, he quickly forbade coffee and set up a system of reasonable penalties. The punishment for a first offense was a beating. Anyone caught with coffee a second time was sewn into a leather bag and thrown into the water of the Bosphorus. Ooh. Sweden gave coffee the axe in 1746. Wow, man! We're talking about the 15th through the 17th century here. Everything, all the way through Prussia.
Sweden had an empire at the time.
Yes, of course. Sweden gave coffee the axe in 1746. The government also banned coffee paraphernalia, with cops confiscating cups and dishes. This is funny. King Gustav III even ordered convicted murderers to drink coffee while doctors monitored how long the cups of joe took to kill them, which was great for convicts and boring for the doctors. Fuck, man. That right there is an argument against the fucking genius of Sweden. Okay, in the fifth and final attempt to ban coffee, as according to Mental Floss, is 1777. Frederick the Great of Prussia issued a manifesto claiming beer's superiority over coffee. Well, I wouldn't argue that. He argued that coffee interfered with the country's beer consumption, apparently hoping a royal statement would make Prussians eager for an eye-opening brew each morning. So in other words, wake up and have a beer. Fuck, I like that guy, dude. Frederick's statement proclaimed His Majesty was brought up on beer, explaining why he thought breakfast drinking was a good idea. Well, fucking A. This is hilarious. Great stuff, man. See some of the stuff we end up. And when we have friends over and stuff, and we're sitting around the table, and that's how we came up with this idea, right? This is how we came up with this idea. The whole idea of putting this on film was basically sitting around the table with our friends. And you guys, I swear, you're going to hear some of the funniest, most intelligent, intellectual conversations when we have friends over and we're sitting around the table talking and stuff. I mean, you can learn from it, but you'll definitely laugh. You know, we have our basically it's like a family. We can't wait to have Vinny come back and get Ryan back in, and Ty, and although Ty doesn't talk too much, but
he can play.
Oh, hell yeah, he can play. Well, yeah, that's going to be the other thing, is the music part of this, you know. So anyway, before we go off the air for lunch, let's talk about one more. Let's get in one more.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. Let's end on something positive. We got nothing. We have nothing.
I'm wild about Harry. I don't know. I was going to talk about China and their little construction project in the South China Sea, but I guess that's not very funny. But
what do you mean?
Well, they're trying to claim the South China Sea for themselves by claiming jurisdiction over an atoll or a reef, so to speak, and they're putting. I was amazed by how much dirt they piled on this atoll or reef, and they've actually built buildings in an airfield. So they're moving right along in their effort to claim the South China Sea, and all the countries in the area, Japan, the Philippines, Malaysia, are concerned. They consider it Hitlerism, aggression.
What do you mean?
They're being aggressive in trying to bully their other countries.
Wow. That's amazing. So what's the, okay, give me a disposition on this. Okay, what's your premise on this subject? I mean, what is your
disposition?
Do you have contention? Well, in other words, it's okay. you just, I don't know. You presented the subject, but there's no order to it. What are you trying to see? First, you talk about China, then you're
because we have these issues.
put it in some kind of.
We have these issues in the
context.
world. The Ukrainian-Russian war with the separatists, with this fresh battle going on this week. We have the Sunni war and Shiites in the Middle East.
Sure, we have the Palestinians and Israelis
and the Palestinians. So these issues go on and on and on, year in and year out, just like India and Pakistan with their little border skirmishes. But the China situation is such that they think a major war can break out because China is up
between China and Korea.
Between China and the United States.
Why between China and the United States?
Because of the militarization of the Chinese and their nationalistic views of trying to rally their people to.
I don't know why we did trade with China in the first place.
Well,
all we did was empower them to hate us.
Right.
They, and especially after we fucking saved their ass after none. What was it,
Chiang Kai-shek and his Nationalist Party was
Nanking, the rape of Nanking.
So that was,
I'm the one that taught you about that.
Right.
I mean, we helped China a lot. Dude.
Right. They were our allies in World War II.
Right.
Flying Tigers.
Right. And
the Chinese.
All we did was help them hate us. We've done that to every fucking country.
Right.
We helped them hate us. Now it's like we need people to hate us or something.
The Chinese had their civil war with the communists, and Chiang Kai-shek fled to Taiwan, which is now one of our closest allies in the Far East.
Yeah.
And mainland China considered Taiwan to be one of their provinces, which is
okay. But is this the positive subject that we were going to end the broadcast on? I mean,
no,
what the fuck does this have to do with anything?
No, it's just that's a
major. You're not giving me anything. Like, in other words, you're just blathering. You're just
with all these issues. This little spat about
get to something.
All this little spat about a little.
The island
runway being built in the South China Sea doesn't seem like much, but it's
right. It's a jumping point to get us.
It's a jumping point to a third world war between the United States and.
Okay, and that's the positive thing that you wanted to end the broadcast on.
Well, yes, but the news, it's hard to find positive things in the world today.
Bullshit. It's not hard to find positive things. My friend Bill Shirk's mom just won her battle with cancer.
Okay.
And she's healthy.
Good.
And she's alive. And I, since I have such a reverence for Bill Shirk, phenomenal drummer, good friend of mine, of course, good friend of ours, I should say. That's a piece of good news right there. I could find 10 pieces of good news right now. I hate to do this to use the internet crutch, but I mean, my mother's healthy. God bless you, Mom. I miss you and I love you, and I wish I was with you. Today's my dad's birthday. Like I said, I started out the broadcast saying he would have been 75 years old today. A milestone. I can't imagine him at 75 being subdued in the least.
What's your dad's first name for the viewers?
Thomas. We're Puerto Rican Catholics. If you have 10 kids, your first name's going to be Thomas. Okay, I just printed in 10 good news items of the day. The Good News Network. I like that. Oh, we're going to have to tap these guys all the time. The Good News Network. Wow, we should have 5 minutes of bad news, 5 minutes of good news. Here's the bad news, and here's the good news. IKEA pledges over $1 billion to help slow climate change, and it was all made fucking by selling press board. Okay.
How much?
$1 billion.
IKEA's out of Sweden, correct?
I guess. Wow, these are some really lame fucking good news items. The White House takes action on antibiotics in food with 150 private companies. Well, that's good news. "14 years after decriminalizing heroin, here's what Portugal looks like." Wow.
What does it look like?
This is amazing. Unbelievable. I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Anyway, we'd like to tell you guys to tune in. The show's going to get better, hopefully. And we're going to keep doing it regardless whether it gets better or not. And hopefully we'll have some good music on, and it'll be something that's good for everybody, I guess. You know, I don't really know. I mean, we're never going to really preach the moral justification of what we do. We're just doing it because we can, and we're hoping that it might, you know, maybe make somebody smile. And at the same time, I also want to be able to give a forum, and this is a very serious issue for me. People that live as I do in chronic pain, I want to give a voice to those people. And I hope that as I develop this idea of mine here to produce this show, I truly hope that in some small way I'll be able to take a small piece of this and cut it out to give people who live in pain as I do some kind of a hope and some identity and a voice to speak. I've been in agonizing pain since 2001 when it really started turning up. It started coming on in 98, and my life has been never-ending chronic pain since then. And as some of you might know, recently I've been going through some stuff. We have been going through some stuff regarding this issue, and we hope to bring it more into the light, along with a lot of other issues. So thank you for tuning in, and God bless America.
In show business, do they say that's a wrap?